In a land long ago, where the hills echoed with the songs of shepherds and warriors marched under the banners of kings, a young boy stood against a giant. This is not just a tale of battle, but of faith, courage, and the power of a heart fully surrendered to God. This is the story of David and Goliath. The valley of Elah trembled under the weight of two mighty armies. On one side, the Israelites under King Saul. On the other, the Philistines, proud and powerful. But among them stood a terror greater than an army, a man whose very presence silenced nations, Goliath of Gath. Goliath stood over 9 feet tall, his bronze armor shining like fire in the sun, his voice thundering across the valley. "Choose a man to fight me. If he kills me, we will be your slaves. But if I prevail, you will serve us." For 40 days, he taunted Israel, and no one dared step forward. Far from the battlefield, in the quiet hills of Bethlehem, a shepherd boy named David watched over his flock. He was the youngest of 8 brothers, a singer of psalms, and a worshipper of the living God. He had no sword, no armor, but his heart beat with courage. One morning, his father Jesse called him, "Take this food to your brothers at the front lines. See how they're doing." And so, David left his sheep and stepped onto a path that would change his life and history. When David reached the camp, the war cry rang out, and both armies moved into position. But David's eyes fixed on the valley, on Goliath. As the giant roared his daily challenge, David asked the men, "Who is this uncircumcised Philistine, that he defies the armies of the living God?" The soldiers laughed, mocking him, "Go back to your sheep, boy. This is no place for songs and slings." But David's words reached King Saul. David stood before the king, his eyes unshaken. "Let no one lose heart on account of this Philistine," he said. "Your servant will go and fight him." Saul, astonished, replied, "You are only a boy, and he has been a warrior since youth." But David spoke with confidence, "When a lion or a bear came to steal my sheep, I struck it and rescued the lamb. This Philistine will be like one of them, for the Lord who delivered me will deliver me again." Saul offered him his armor, but it hung on David like iron chains. He took it off and instead picked up what he knew, his staff, his sling, and 5 smooth stones from the brook. With only trust in God and a shepherd's sling, David walked into the valley. Every step was a declaration of faith. And heaven watched in silence. Goliath stared, then laughed,